Thank you for downloading this podcast from Abrupt Audio. You can find more episodes of this and many other podcasts at abruptaudio.com. Subscribe today to get the next episode automatically.
So Martin, what was the last tech item that broke on you or you broke?
My last ones were some headphones I had, and you know that annoying thing where you can only hear music in one side of the ear unless you sort of twist it a little and you can hear it in both ears.
On the cable, yeah.
That's what was the last that broke on me.
And I'm guessing that was a very traumatic and distressing experience for you.
I mourned for weeks, yeah.
What if that heartbreak could have been avoided by gadgets that self-heal? That's what we're rolling with today in this episode, so buckle yourself in and let's hit that intro.
You're listening to the Pix3l Podcast.
To explain the bombshell that we dropped just before the intro there, research at an engineering lab in the University of California is leading to try and create magnetic ink particles that could self-heal.
Yes, you heard right. Sensors printed with this ink magnetically attach when a rip or a tear occurs.
Amy Bandotka, a member of the research team, tells the New York Times, "Just like the human skin is stretchable and self-healing, we wanted to impart a self-healing ability to printed electronics.
It takes just a few seconds to self-heal, and it's not just for the one time. It can be used over and over again."
Yeah, and this is the first time that we've seen a similar technology has been used before in fabric to repair small rips in 50 milliseconds. Yes, 50 milliseconds. Extremely, extremely quickly. This is absolutely incredible. This technology is awesome, and I think this is just the start of it, but it could go into more. We'll get into that in a minute. In a sample video, a sensor used to light a small bulb snaps in half. In seconds, magnets in the sensor pull the two sides back together, almost like magic, slowly allowing the light in the bulb to reignite.
That is a fantastic bit of technology, but how is this done?
Well, I'm so glad you asked, Martin, because I have the facts here, Pix3l Podcast facts. To create this, the team used pulverized neodymium magnets typically found in refrigerators and in hard drives and combined them with the ink. Martin, you're probably thinking, it's a lot of money, right? It's expensive, it sounds really fancy. I mean, pulverized, not just crushed, but pulverized neodymium. It's got to be a lot of money, right?
Wow, it's going to be extortionate, surely.
Well, just $10 worth of ink can create hundreds of small devices.
Obviously, this would significantly help reduce our waste that we produce on a day-to-day scale.
Exactly, Martin. And that's where I'm going to come in with my first thoughts on all of this, now that we've gone over all the details, we've informed you, kept you up to date as always. I think the fact that it's going to reduce waste is an enormous thing. As of recording this, we're doing some research. We went on to the electronic waste section of the World Counts, and this they check stats and figures about world facts and all this kind of stuff. All the information to do with e-facts are on there. It's definitely worth having a look, and the number just jumps up all the time. You can see the actual live counter, and it's scary watching it. But as of recording and being able to note it down quick enough, 33,846,583 tons of e-waste have been generated this year alone.
That's like throwing away 400 laptops every second.
Which is just absolutely mind-blowing. Absolutely incredible. Think about it. 400 laptops every second. Every second.
Good God.
Talking about laptops, when people's laptops break, they go to repair stores and they get them fixed, and they expect that to be done really quickly. So these companies have to have spare parts all over their shelves. So think about how many parts that probably, when products go out of service or out of use, that end up getting wasted, have to be recycled. And the recycle even, it takes electricity and takes world resources to actually recycle them in the first place. So if you thought about the fact that your devices could maybe in time, I mean, this is something small. These are small little fixes. We're not talking a laptop that regenerates itself, but it's a small part that could lead to something amazing. And even this could go part of the way of fixing our global waste problem, which is definitely a growing problem.
So, obviously this is an amazing bit of technology, not only helping fix my brain, but could it also help fix automobiles that we use on a day-to-day basis?
I mean, Martin, I'm glad that you've said that, because I think there are loads of great uses that this could fit into, different industries, different things. I think, imagine for people who have prosthetics in their body as well, things that are actually implanted. Imagine that if anything happened with that they could regenerate themselves inside the body. Just think of the possible uses and things that could happen in the medical industry, in the automotive industry, in the technology industry, in all sectors. The things that could develop out of this is absolutely incredible, and I think that's really, really exciting. And props to the guys that are behind this, everyone that's involved with it, and I'm excited, thrilled to see the possibilities that this could lead us to.
Pix3l Podcast is brought to you by Abrupt Audio. For more information on this and other podcasts, visit abruptaudio.com. Don't forget, you can listen to us on the go on iTunes, Stitcher or Spotify. If you've enjoyed this episode, please take a moment to drop us some feedback via iTunes. And with that, we thank you for listening, and we'll see you on the next episode. Adios, amigos.
I'm sorry, I'm going to have to write this down. I'm sorry, you know how bad I'm remembering.
It's written on the document. It's written on the document.
Where?
Not there. Not there.
Here.
Here.
Right, I see you now, yeah.
Yes, you
What
heard
palaver
right.
I am making.
There.
Thank you, Ben. It's like the Chuckle Brothers with me and you, isn't it?
I know.